Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this second part of the Food Conference. And our first speaker of the day is Ms. Krishnaveni. Ms. Krishnaveni is an ex-IT professional who believes feeling healthy and feeling good about yourself is not a luxury, it's an absolute necessity. With passion towards wellness, she has done her degree in nutrition and dietetics and is practicing as a nutritionist and wellness coach as a freelancer. Krishnaveni Garu, it's a pleasure to have you amongst us. So I open the session and over to you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Paniel. Hope I'm audible and visible. So let's start to this session. Today's topics are everything on food, but basically on the other lifestyle concerns, whatever we are facing nowadays on a frequent basis, right? So one thing is that first and foremost thing is comes to the hair. Who doesn't love long, luscious, vibrant, and gorgeous hair over the crown, right? We will be talking about what is that, how can we make our hair healthier from inside so that we can shine from the outside, right? Healthier hair is one of anyone's dream, but achieving it's making very difficult nowadays, right? And also whether you believe it or not, whether you're satisfied or not, a hair fall is will not make anyone happy. It bothers a lot, and it keeps in a panic mode, be it be children or even the adults, right? Everyone, if you talk nowadays, whatever when I'm talking to my clients, first thing what they come out is, I am having facing very lot of hair fall. It's a thinning is happening, and also that is one thing we are observing on a daily basis, right? Basically in a month our hair grows like half an inch for an healthy adult, and once the hair comes out of the follicle it is dead. So that is the reason, if you are cutting your hair, if you're going to a parlor or a barber shop, if you are making your hair trim and all, you'll not get hurt because it's already dead. So you know when it is a healthy hair, that is when you will see that minimal shedding, no dandruff, hair texture is smooth, and minimal breakage happens. So I request one thing from your audience is that I request if anyone can switch on your videos so that it can be an interactive session, right? And also I'll be knowing whom I'm speaking to, if it is possible. Regarding this hair, what is the one more thing is that I have discussed is that healthy hair makes us very much happy. When you know your healthy hair is healthy, that is when you see that minimal shedding happens, there is no dandruff, and your hair texture is smooth enough, and there is a minimal breakage. So what causes this hair loss? Can people start commenting over in the chat so that I'll be knowing if you know few of the answers why the hair fall happens, so that I can take the discussion forward from there. Right, Asha, improper sleep is one of the reason. Iron deficiency. I expect some more answers. Stress, right, that is a major concern nowadays. Food intake, stress, unhealthy diet, sleep deprivation, correct? Most of the answers all of you might have known about it, right? So first thing is the poor eating habits. That's the main thing which causes the hair fall. Second thing is a dry scalp, usage of wrong products, hormonal imbalances, oxidative stress, oiling and hair treatments, and even aging and genetics, stress, environmental condition, and next thing is last foremost thing is a medication. So recent past, whenever I interacted with my clients, I already discussed that hair fall thinning is more, and also this is leading to the dense hair. Do you know the reason why the thinning of hair is happening? Because when the hair is coming from the root, scalp oxygenation is not enough happening, and also the vitamin absorption is not happening to the hair, whatever the follicle is required. So when the density is the issue, it is the issue with the follicles. It is the follicles are weak. The hair follicles are the seed for your hair. I think you heard in your primary classes and your secondary classes, for any cellular growth, protein is must, and that would be I'll be discussing in the next topics. So protein is the most important thing, and that is the first thing your hair is made up of, right? And if you see, if you eat the right healthy food and everything, all the vital organs will be used. The food will be used by all the vital organs like pancreas, your whatever, the stomach, intestine, or the heart, lungs, and everything. But last, it comes to the hair, the food. So the very minimal you're getting to the hair. But when you are sick, when you fallen sick or normal fever is enough to your shed your hair first, right? Although we cannot change the factors like age, genetics, and all, but diet is a one thing which you can surely control, right? And even this salon treatments are superficial for this hair growth, but that may not be enough for your hair to grow. Okay, and what I told you is that the diet is the one thing which you need to work upon. Like our skin, our hair can also be the reflection of your overall healthy diet, right? And the hair cells are the fastest growing cells in the body, and also as I told you, the first ones to be shed off if you're suffering from any nutritional deficiencies. So the best way to picture your hair grows is that if is a garden. So how well it grows is completely the result of what is happening underground. How good is your what is that, manure, your soil, and everything, that well it grows your above the ground, right? So in anything that interferes like medication, illness, infection, or chemicals that have potential to stop your hair from being formed properly. So example, if you have two potatoes, two tomatoes, and two onions, and you have five guests at your home, can you cater everyone? Can you serve food for everyone in your at your home with these six vegetables, whatever you're having in total? Not really. We need to have a certain quantity to everybody's need, right? So in that way, it's similarly important to consume right nutrients so that in right quantities, so that you can certainly order this bodily functions, right? As you already told, this nutritional deficiencies, low energy levels, low HP count, that is iron levels, being lethargic, I mean to say sleeping all throughout the day, gastric issues, cramps, all these concerns will lead to this hair fall. So basically this as I told you, the protein is a building block for your body and is also responsible for your cell formation, and hair follicle is the root of this hair where new hair cells are formed. This is an ongoing process, and what happens is that when your hair is in growing stage, right, from last 2 to 3, which can last for 2 to 3 years. Once this phase is completed, your hair will be going to the resting phase. Once every 3 months, finally it will shed off and replace the new strands. So what I was mentioning is that lack of protein leads to this delay formation of the cell formation, and our hair is likely to be dry and brittle. That is the reason of the dry scalp. So if your protein intake is more enough, much enough, then your hair is also will be smooth. Okay. And according to the statistics, 88% of the population are protein deficient. Do you think it is an affordability issue? Certainly not. Because take for an example, you may think that one katori of dal I'm taking every day, that is enough for my proteins requirement for the whole day for my body. Do you think how much a katori of dal has the protein? Can someone answer over me in the chat? The katori of dal, whatever you have in a daily basis, how much protein do you get? 5 to 6 grams, 5 grams? Yes, the answers are with you, correct? So do you think that dal is enough for your protein requirement? Exactly no. And also, if you are vegetarian, you may think that I am eating eggs, 2 eggs per day or 3 eggs per day. That is enough for my protein requirement. No, because the egg white contains 6 grams of protein. For a body weight to 1 kg body weight, you need to have 1 gram of protein every single day. That is, for example, if you are 60 kgs, you need to have 60 grams of protein every single day, including your lentils, legumes, your eggs, dals, pulses, tofu, paneer, dairy products, everything you must include in a quality and quantity terms, right? And also your hair requires 80% of it. So coming to the next important vitamins and minerals are this B complex, antioxidants, omega-3 fatty acids, and iron, right? So these are also equally important apart from protein. So if you are seeing nowadays, B complex is a vital issue deficiency nowadays with the people who are vegetarians mostly, and even it's a borderline for the non-vegetarians, right? The absorption is not getting properly for them. That is because the biotin is a powerful B vitamin, which is also called as a hair growth vitamin in our terminology and all. So it makes your hair thicker and also repairs your hair. It makes your brittle hair stronger too, improves your health and texture. So where do we get all this vitamin B complex? Like food sources like B6 and B12 are these sunflower seeds, pistas, whole grains, almonds, and your prebiotics and probiotics, and your fermented rice, and your whatever the idli, dosa batter where you're fermenting and all, right? But when you are deficient, it is definitely a need to have a supplement. You cannot rely on these sources, but you can consult your physician or dietitian before getting into it. Yeah. So, and also the RDA recommended of this B complex is that 425 milligrams need to have on a daily basis. Right. Second thing is that antioxidants. So what are the antioxidants? Vitamin A, C, and E. So which are essentially available in carrots, and also these are the very best good for your eye and even for your hair. That will help for the growth and the thickness, right? So that will also help you to produce naturally the oil sebum to your hair, which moisturizes and give your scalp smooth texture enough. And vitamin C, that will help you to fight against the free radicals, that will also help you to reduce this oxidative stress. Nowadays, it is becoming more because of the pollution or the radiations, whatever you're using before the computer, and even the devices, whatever you're using it. Free radicals are causing a lot of damage to your whole body, not only to your hair. So good amount of vitamin C is very much important, along with the antioxidants of vitamin A and E, right? So most of you know that citrus fruits has good amount of vitamin C, and oranges, and even the basic norm is that you need to have around 1000 mg per day to get good amount of vitamin C on a daily basis, right? So, and next thing is that vitamin E, that's a fat soluble vitamin. So that will help you to repair the tissues, and also in the same way it helps to the oxidative stress. So next is that vitamin D. How many of you here very good with your vitamin D levels? Are you getting checked every single year, at least a year, not even 6 months or something? it is very much important to get your vitamin D levels checked and act on the root cause. I think most of you are from Bangalore or nearby places. All over India is vitamin D deficient. Though you're getting sunlight in the northern parts and even Andhra or anywhere, but that is not enough to get absorbed to your body. If you know, in our childhood days, our parents used to do for us oil bath and make us sit for some time so that oil gets absorbed to our body. In that way, you need to do oil bath and sit under the sun for at least 40 minutes to 30 minutes. Then every day. Then only you get the requirement amount of vitamin D absorbed to your body if you are deficient. Otherwise, you need to act on it so that you'll not be deficient with your bones, brittle bones, hair, the other parts like even the weight management who are looking to reduce weight. Vitamin D is very much important for the fat metabolism along with vitamin B12. Right? So do your master health checkups regularly and get it corrected. Right? Second thing is that omega-3 fatty acids that will help you, also very good for your health as well as your hair. This is a super nutrient which is required for all over the body. Getting enough of this omega-3 fatty acids will help you to improve the dry scalp, and also your hair will shine and grow. Right? These are natural sources are walnuts, mackerel, salmon, cod liver oil, oysters, sardines, and all. And last thing is that iron, which most of the ladies are anemic to it nowadays. Because iron plays a crucial role in making the hemoglobin, a compound that carries this oxygen to the cells, which will help you to function the other functions of the body. Even the female pattern hair loss usually happens to the thinning of the hair is the middle portion of the scalp. You see it gets very less dense, so that you will see that receding of hair, and also the hairline gets bald enough. So the iron rich resources are green leafy vegetables, red meat, chicken, fish, legumes, and all. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, so these are the what are the vital nutrients which are required for your hair to grow. And next thing is that which most of the ladies or the gents of faces is the thyroid hormonal imbalance. Right? Hormones are the few of the most essential and influential chemical messengers that pass through your body. So whoever is affected with thyroid hormonal imbalance, they start popping the pill so that to get corrected your thyroid hormones. But that is not the only solution to get your thyroid get corrected. You also need to work on your lifestyle habits, lifestyle concerns. If you're overweight, you need to work on your weight management. If you're not getting enough nutrition, you need to work on your getting the nutrition get absorbed to your body. See which parameters are not working, because if you're depending on the thyroid tablet, your thyroid hormone first of all will forget itself to produce the TSH, T3, T4 conversion and all, because it will be thinking, okay, this person is giving me thyroid tablet, thyroid replacement therapy, that will sort it out. So no need to work, and it will become sluggish. So that is the reason if you see a person, if you ask anyone who is having thyroid, they're using for since 10 years, 15 years on the same tablet. So that is not the only the solution. Right? So that will create a bigger mess in your body. So we need to address this issue more self-solving manner by correcting our diet and activity levels predominantly. Right? And even during our pregnancy, our hair is very luscious, because we'll be giving more nutrition to our body during your pregnancy, because more to our body, that is because of your baby's health care, you will be giving more nutrition. So why can't you give the same nutrition when you are normal person too, right? So that your hair gets corrected. So I have made an effort to clearly explain why each of the hair issues happens, and also we connected to set of solutions of each issue. So I'm also sure that knowledge is not a power until you apply, right? So part of application is knowing where you stand now, nutritionally and overall healthcare. But you can also be developed in applying it. If there is any help required, you can reach out to our team. They can guide you accordingly, right? Stay connected with the person, whoever is invited you, so that they can help you out with other concerns. So stay healthy, happy, and look fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishnaveni Garu. That was very informative. So we'll open the house for questions. We'll have 5 minutes of question and answers. If anybody has questions, you can unmute yourself and ask the question. You can also put it on the chat box.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes. Yes.
What about gray hair?
Graying happens. If it is early graying, you can say one thing is that is because of, first thing you can say that may be because of the products you are using it, right? Shampoos.
Okay.
And also it can be a nutritional deficiency of vitamin B12. If you are not vitamin B12 deficient, please check your products if you are using the right set of products or not.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any product you recommend?
That depends on the hair health and everything.
You just said if you have thyroid problem, the solution isn't going for a treatment. I mean, popping the pill, you said, right? So I have not been diagnosed, but lately I am having some symptoms which can be attributed to thyroid or pre-menopause. I'm just 43, and something else. God forbid, bone TB. I'm getting hot flashes and, different symptoms. So if the person doesn't go for the treatment, then what other option do they have?
You're getting me wrong. I told that is only the not solution. You should not depend only on the treatment. As getting into treatment, not leaving it, but you need to work on your lifestyle habits also.
But initially, if the need arises, we will have to go for the treatment.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. So fine, Krishnaveni Garu, thank you very much. That was very informative, and thank you again for joining us. And we'll have more sessions like this